We're all excited for the upcoming Kick-Ass 2, which hits AMC Theatres everywhere on August 16th. Well, maybe not all of us. It seems actor Jim Carrey has decided not to promote the film due to his anti-gun and anti-violence beliefs. Carrey let the world know he won't be promoting Kick-Ass 2 in a tweet he sent out saying the following: "I did Kick-Ass a month before Sandy Hook, and now, all in good conscience, I can't support the level of violence. My apologies to others involved in the film. I am not ashamed of it, but recent events have caused a change in my heart." John, do you agree with Carrey's position not to promote Kick-Ass 2?
I want to be very, very careful about how I answer this. You know, we talk on this show, and we get very, I at least get extremely passionate about some topics and whatever, but let's put it in context of world events. But on this show, we're talking about movies, so I'm going to get passionate about movies. I want to be very careful about this because we're broaching on some very core hot topic beliefs with some people. I'm going to tell you what I think about Jim Carrey backing out of this, but in order to do that, I need to tip my hand about what my personal beliefs are. But just because I'm revealing them here doesn't mean I'm trying to denounce whatever your beliefs are or try to change your mind or anything like that. It's just what has to happen for me to answer the question. Me personally, I'm a pacifist. I don't believe in killing. That's just me. I'm not saying you should believe that. That's just me. And so I appreciate, and I'm also Canadian, and we don't kill each other with guns. So I understand the gun control movement. People who want stricter gun control, I understand it. I'm not trying to tell you what to think. I'm just saying that's where I'm coming from. So I can appreciate where Jim Carrey is coming from and the sentiment of what it is he's communicating. I can appreciate it. I respect his beliefs, and I can even appreciate the sentiment behind it. That being said, I also understand that the movies are different from reality. They're not real things. I was just telling a story to Amy Rose, actually. A friend of mine is actually a minister in the largest church in Canada. He's a throwback to the 70s, loved children. He's like long, shaggy hair, wears the Birkenstocks, whatever. And he is a hardcore pacifist. Does not believe in violence, does not believe in killing in any circumstances. That's what he is. That's his personal beliefs. But every year at the Toronto Zombie Walk, you'll find him and his daughters and everything. He's a horror freak, and he loves massive violence in movies because he understands there's a difference between storytelling, fantasy storytelling, whatever. I don't think the message of Kick-Ass was ever that we should arm with guns and knives 12-year-old girls to run out and fight crime in the streets. I don't think anybody was saying that's the message in the movie. It was just mindless entertainment. Now, Jim is talking about, things since Sandy Hook. An incident that has shook, and no matter where we fall on the political spectrum, shook all of us, that we all just, and I can understand maybe reacting certain ways. But Jim, you're a professional. You knew what Kick-Ass 2 was when you signed up for it. You saw the script. You said you loved the first movie so much you had to be involved in it, and you accepted a paycheck to be in it. And now you're saying you don't want to promote the film. Okay, I'll respect that if you give your paycheck back. Either give it back or donate it entirely to, violence relief funds or to the victims of Sandy Hook or something like that. If you want to do that, fine. Otherwise, I think this is an unprofessional move. You signed on to do this movie. Part of doing a movie is you stand up and you promote it. Whether or not you understand the difference between real life and movies, there's a debate to have there, and I'm not going to have the debate. I respect whatever views you have, but you got paid for this thing. So either give the money back or promote the film. That's just my personal view of it. Amy Rose, how do you see this?
Yeah, actors are actually paid more for promotion than their actual talent in the end, because they really need to help spread the word and appear on late nights and talk shows and all this good stuff. So yeah, I think there's just a really important thing to separate entertainment from life. Is Jim Carrey going to boycott video games too because they're too violent and realistic? I just think that, while his heart might be in the right place, Kick-Ass, we're not saying that because we want to watch everyone die. It's fun time. The storyline's fun. Kick-Ass himself is a charming character. I just don't think, and Jim Carrey as Colonel Stars and Stripes, I just think it's a little dramatic.
By the way, is I believe, if I understand it right, is a born-again Christian character who does not believe in guns. That's his character.
That's funny.
I think so.
It's also an R-rated film.
Yeah,
it's an R-rated movie. This is not for teenagers.
Exactly. But yeah, and even the name is patriotic, so you're doing your part there. But I just think that, a lot of the times we talk about, for example, Kobe Bryant. I am not a big fan of his personal life, but on the court, I love him. I think there's a very big difference in separating your personal from entertainment, from your job itself. And I think that he's kind of blurring that line. And I completely agree with what you said. If you really wholeheartedly believe in this, Carrey, why don't you do something for the victims? We don't know if he has. Maybe he has. But yeah, since Kick-Ass offends you so much by going on promoting guns and all this good stuff, why don't you put your buck where your mouth is and go ahead and support it firsthand. So I do think there needs to be a very clear separation of entertainment. And I mean, there's a reason we go to escape reality for this and enjoy the 2-hour adventure and just completely give ourselves to the theater and the experience of movies. So I think it's interesting. I'm not going to judge him for his call, but if you do believe in something, you should support it with not just your words, with your finances.
And the other thing here too is I think as audience members, sometimes we think, oh, if something happens in a movie, that means those filmmakers or that actor is saying that's the way it should be. And that's not necessarily the case. I remember, I'm going to give a little spoiler away to a very old movie, so just warning in advance. The ending to $1 Million Baby is a great example of this. In the end of that film, once again, I gave you a spoiler warning, okay? Clint Eastwood's character decides to help the girl die at the end. And that got a lot of people very angry and very upset. I remember there were protests at the movie, people saying Clint Eastwood thinks you should kill cripples, Clint Eastwood thinks you should do that. And I remember the reaction was, no, not saying that's what I think should happen in real life. This is just something that happened in a movie. I myself, as a person, may not have made the same decision that Clint Eastwood's character made in that movie, but I appreciated the film anyway because it showed me that man's struggle and what he went through and what brought him to making the decision he made. Doesn't mean they're saying that's what everybody should do or that what I should do or whatever. It's just, it's telling us a story and showing us different perspectives on the world. Doesn't mean we have to agree with it. Doesn't even mean the filmmakers agree with it. It's not a movie about what should happen. It's just about a movie telling a story about something that happened. And then it's up to you and me to decide how it interacts with us, how it affects us, how it impacts us. I mentioned that, I'm a pacifist. I don't believe in killing. And some people will say to me, well, John, aren't you a bit of a hypocrite because you're mixed martial arts, you're into mixed MMA and you do all that kind of crap? Well, yeah, I don't believe in killing people. That doesn't mean I don't believe some people deserve to have some manners smacked into them once in a while. But it all depends on your point of view and where you're coming from. And I think that's important to have that distinction, especially when you're talking about a movie like Kick-Ass, which is so wildly fantasy-based. And once again, I'm with Amy Rose. Neither judging nor endorsing Jim Carrey's personal move on this, but I think you need to have some integrity and consistency in this. Look, you said you loved the original. You said you wanted to do this. You read the script before you did it. You took the paycheck. Now you're saying you don't want to promote it? I'm disappointed in you, Jim. Disappointed.
Oh, Jim.
If you like this video, be sure to hit the thumbs up button. And don't forget to subscribe to our AMC Movie News YouTube channel. It's free and we bring you all the latest movie news as well as our daily AMC Movie Talk Show. You can also follow us on Facebook and Twitter, where you can find out about all the latest prizes, giveaways, and special contests.